Okoy around the Philippines!
Okoy! Love it, hate it, who loves it?
I love it.
Specifically the crispy ones. I feel like it just scratches the itch of like wanting something crispy.
Okoy, I feel like is something we all grew up eating.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you grew up. But I don't know if I'm the one being ignorant here, but I never realized that there were different types of Okoy.
Me too. Same.
I didn't know that there were different types of okoy around
The Philippines.
I thought it was just like whatever randomly is in your house.
Yeah.
Squash
one.
and what are and sweet potatoes.
Carrots.
Yeah.
Yeah, carrots, sweet potatoes. Like those are like the mainstays, and then you can add whatever else you want in there. So what are some of the recipes that we're doing today that kind of shocked you the most?
For me, it's Okoy Maranay. It's more of like, since it is like small fish, which is mga dulong, it's more patty-like, but also you still get that crisp.
Okoy ng Marikina. It's actually not the usual fritter that you see. So
Marikina
it's-
has its own Okoy?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. Who double check this? You're like, hey, San Juan, Quezon City, you guys have your own Okoy varieties?
Actually, all of the people I contacted gave me like one thing, and it's like wrap and lumpia wrapper.
Huh?
So it's
Okay,
not
so
like
it's okay.
a fritter. And then when you go to Gotohan, you'd also see it paired with goto and then the okoy.
Where was yours from?
Maranay.
Where's that?
Maranay is done.
Where is it?
In Osamis.
Where's the
There's Osamis.
What
This is
region?
the dog, the head.
The dog.
I always envision the Philippines like a dog.
Nakahiya ka.
Am I the only one?
Why are we using a stupid analogy?
What is up, guys? If you haven't already know, my name's Seth, and today I'm making Okoy Maranay. Okoy Maranay uses dulong, or silverfish in English.
So Maranay is a very fine and tiny fish. Growing up, ito po ay madalas lutuin ng aking mother because we have abundance of Maranay dito po sa aming province. It's a very simple dish with only 4 to 6 ingredients na hindi mahirap hanapin at mostly readily available na po sa inyong mga households.
You really want to highlight the ingredient with this. So I'm only using the maranay or dulong. I have my garlic. Just gonna take off the nugs and then do my technique. I don't know what y'all talking about. The big boss technique. I don't know what I did this first. No, I'm just kidding. And from there, I'm just gonna do a nice rough mix. Here I have a large bowl. I'm just gonna add my dulong.
And then in a medium bowl, you're going to mix Maranay with flour.
You don't want to use anything too heavy because you don't want to break up the fish. I'm gonna add some egg. If you like a more cakey okoy, you can add more flour. If you want more crispy, you can just add a little more liquid to make sure that you invite that crunch into your fritter.
Salt and red sin or MSG, finely chopped garlic. So we're going to mix it properly.
And there, I think that is my Okoy Maranay batter.
And then you get a shallow ladder like this one and fill it with your prepared maranay to fry. You can choose to make it crispy or not. So make sure na yung oil sa skillet is really hot before frying it. So you would know if it's cooked na based on the color. So don't fry too long because it will make your maranay too crispy and dry.
What's inside?
Okay, so inside is maranay or dulong. Are you familiar with dulong?
Small fish?
Yeah, very, very small fish. And ako, suka. Ewan ko ikaw kung mahilig ka sa suka.
Parang tortang isda.
Oh, almost. I mean, sometimes people don't know what's the difference of okoy, what's the difference of torta. Torta is more like an omelette,
Yeah.
and okoy is more like a fritter, so it's really more crispy. I think this is a win for me. Please let us know what you guys think, maybe what we can do better, and keep watching.
Hi, I'm Ina, and I will be showing you how Ilocanos do their okoy. And to show us more about the dish, I have my friend JM Bidding from Ilocos Norte.
Di pinagaramid ti ukoy ket simple laing. Nagaramid tayo ti ukoy or okoy, one of the things we need to consider is to separate the batter mixture from the components. Masapol tayo ti all-purpose flour, cornstarch, atsuete or annatto powder, danum or water, itlog or egg, patis or fish sauce, salt and pepper to taste.
So this is how thick our batter came into.
For the components, masapol tayo ti ipon, shrimp or small shrimp longanisa without the casing, carrots, squash, laya or ginger, shallots, bean sprout, malunggay.
I almost forgot to add banana flowers. So, pwede din daw gamitin yung banana heart mismo. Pero you have to use the most inner part kasi yun yung edible. My friend suggested na gamitin yung mga flowers. You pick out a flower like this, and you pick out this hard stem. Ito yung nagpapapait sa okoy. And directly straight into our bowl.
Iso nga madida agtipon amin ket tapno madi unay na danumgi butter mixture or maging thin yung butter since the other components has a water content.
Now, let's fry these up. To taste test this Okoy Ilocano with me, we have our all-time favorite boss. Yoo-hoo!
That sounds like the Yoo-hoo from, you know that big guy
Yoo-hoo!
in
Oh,
Frozen?
in
He goes like this, he goes,
Is that from Elsa something? Elsa. Frozen!
okay, what did you make? Okoy
Okoy
Ilocano.
Ilocano.
Ooh, I love banana flowers.
Me too. I haven't had this before, so I'm so excited.
Stop because it's hot. Keep doing it.
Yeah, it's crispy.
That's delicious. Good job.
Thank
Exterior is nice and crispy. Interior kind of has that doughy texture, which is quite nice. Very good.
Also.
Thank you very much. You
I
did well.
love it too.
I'm back. We started doing this show with the idea of trying to talk to kind of different provincial chefs. We also thought it'd be really cool to kind of go into some cookbooks that have references to this recipe or this kind of category. And I'm actually looking, I'm not being rude, I'm looking for the recipe. One book that I have is all the recipes, I think it's 700 plus recipe contributions from Maria Orosa, who is, as you know, a Filipino national war hero that also developed ways to feed people and troops during war, during occupation, because obviously food had to be stretched. So one of those was her corn ukoy. So I've never made this recipe, so we're gonna make it together. So there was a whole section about corn and the utilization of corn. So a lot of what Maria Rosa stood for was kind of looking at what our natural resources were and what we were growing on a quote-unquote industrial scale and how to use it in different local recipes so that we're not just using one ingredient for one recipe, we're using one ingredient from multiple recipes and just making sure people don't go hungry. First thing we want to do is we're going to mix the shrimp stock. So 1/3 of a cup. It calls for 1 cup of flour, but I do think I prefer doing a mix of flour and cornstarch just to get it nice and airy. And then she says to add salt here and mix everything. Okay, this looks more correct. It's just achuete coloring, so 1/4 cup of that. And then she says we mix the drained tokwa, corn. So this recipe makes use of things like soy, tofu, which we know can be grown at scale quite quickly, and corn. So her recipe also calls for boiled eggs. It also calls obviously for some shrimp, but the shrimp is boiled shell on. I prefer when it's shell off so that you don't cut yourself, unless they're really, really tiny shrimp. We're just gonna do something like this, and then we're just gonna press our shrimp in, as well as our egg. Hopefully this slides into your egg. Here's my unwilling taste tester who's actually allergic to shrimp. But full disclosure,
I love shrimps.
we have insurance. And disclosure number 2, she said she wants to do this.
Yes.
So this is Maria Rosa's corn ukoy. And then she
Corn
said just serve it
ukoy.
with distilled white cane vinegar.
Wow, that's crunchy. I love how it has a crunch outside, and then when you bite into it, it's nice and chewy inside. I
But
love
it's
the sweetness the corn gives
Yeah.
also.
It's not a complicated recipe. It's a very simple recipe.
Very straightforward.
But I can understand why this is kind of like, what do you call it? Lutong mahirap? Something you cook in times when you don't have a lot of ingredients at home because the corn is from a delata. But I like it.
It's good.
Approved.
I finished the whole thing.
Maria?
If you ever find yourself in Marikina and asked or look for Okoy, don't be surprised if it's not the usual vegetable or shrimp fritter that you're actually familiar with?
Ang Okoy po ng Marikina ay kakaiba po sa Okoy na ngayon na niluluto po. Pero ang Okoy po ng Marikina ay yung po yung Okoy na binabalot po natin sa lumpia wrapper. So ang mga ingredients po ng Okoy, unang-una po ay yung pong main ingredients ay yung toge. Pirito po muna natin yung kamote. Pag nag-golden brown na po siya ng konti, yun naman po susunod. At tokwa, po natin na maliit, ipirito po natin. Pag nag-golden brown na rin po, ay set aside na po natin yon.
Na medium heat, we're gonna add our oil. Then we're gonna saute our aromatics first. Garlic, onion.
After po natin igisa, doon na po natin ilagay yung giniling na pork. Pag po iyon ay medyo na golden brown na po, ilagay na po natin yung hipon.
For the shrimp, once it turns pink, that's the time na ready na siya.
Lagyan na po natin ng kinisa mix, pamintang durog, at lagyan na rin po natin ng oyster sauce.
And then we'll add back our tofu and kamote.
Tapos po, napakasimple, lagay na po natin ang toge. So haluin lang natin, mix lang po natin. Yung po ay magre-release ng konting tubig.
Sabi ni tita na once na-add mo yung toge, saglit mo na lang siya lulutuin kasi you wanna retain that nice crunch sa gulay. Okay, so ito yung hinahanap natin na kulay. We'll just drain the excess liquid to it and then time to wrap.
Sa pagbabalot naman po natin ng gulay po sa lumpia wrapper, siguraduhin po natin na may ibabalot po natin, may roll po natin ng maayos. Sa dulo, lagyan nyo na lang po ng water. Ipahin nyo po sa dulo para po mag-close po siya ng mabuti. Natatandaan ko yung nanay ko noon, niluto po siya ng goto. Hindi po talaga nawawala yung okoy. Sabi niya sa akin, pag-aralan mo to, total naman, paborito mo to. Kaya po natutuwa ako dahil meron po akong na iluluto ko sa pamilya ko.
Let's call on my kapwa Bisaya, Samuel Bawasanta. Ito yung
Lumpia.
Hindi. It's an okoy.
Okoy,
So,
okay.
let's see kung magugustuhan mo ba yung okoy na
Lumpia.
mga... yung mga okoy na mga taga Marikina.
Shout out to the Susan. Sarap.
Sarap, no?
Oo. But how is this Okoy?
Technically, yung elements ng okoy, andito siya. Pero they just wrap it.
Pero, well, technically, this came from a batter. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Yeah. Tastes great, looks great, and it's served hot. I mean,
Okoy na okoy.
okay na okay. Okay kayo ah.
Okoy kayo!
Alrighty, it's Sam again, and today, guess what? We are gonna make an okoy na galing sa Dumaguete or Negros Oriental. Madalas ginagamit sa Negros Oriental ay Bolinao. So Bolinao is a type of fish na maliliit. Under Bolinao, meron tayong sinarapan, tawilis, anchovies, at iba pa. Basta kahit anong type of fish na napakaliit is considered Bolinao. So, depende siya from region to region. Kung ano yung mas abundant sa region na yun, ay yun yung ginagamit nila for okoy.
So this is how I used, to prepare tortang Bolinao or coated Bolinao fish.
So, to start that off, cornstarch, half a cup of flour, pinch of salt, black pepper, lots of it. Then we add in the vegetables. So this recipe pala is from Tony Lintag. She is a good friend of mine. She is an aspiring chef. Next is spring onions. Calls about 1 cup of water. Itong water na lang sa spring onions ang gagamitin ko. 1/8. And fish sauce. So madalas dati nung bata ako, yes, kumakain kami nito, but we call it torta. Now, upon my research yesterday, torta pala is more egg forward. Then okoy is more on the batter side. Ito. The star of the dish, the Bolinao. For Metro Manila, the Bolinao na abundant dito is dilis. So yung okoy na kinalakihan ko, dapat marami siyang isda kesa sa batter. Alright, when you get to that stage, you are done, mate. Alright, let's call it Trish. Please.
Okay.
So this is how we do it in Negros Oriental. or particularly in Visayas. So we use Bolinao.
And yung tinik niya nakakain naman, right?
Yes. Hopefully, hindi tayo matinik. Hindi mo sure.
And you pair it with ketchup?
Ketchup, yeah.
Not suka?
Not suka. Yeah.
Fish with ketchup?
It's weird, yeah?
That's first for
Yeah.
me.
Get the ones aside. Yun yung pinaka-crispy.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I can really taste the onions. I like that.
Right?
Walang lansa din at all. Ulam ba to or like a street
This is
food?
ulam. Ulam with a side of sabaw, then rice.
Let's go.
Alright. Are you cooking next?
Yeah, my turn.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Trish and today I'm making Okoy Alamang. This recipe comes from Ate Betty, who's actually from Southern Cebu, but she's been in Manila for how many years now? And the moment we tried her Okoy Alamang, we just knew we had to feature it for today's video.
Recipe ito ng nanay ko. Pinagawa namin na ulam araw-araw. Kasi alam mo na kami sa probinsya, malayo kami sa palengke, ito lang yung madali namin iulam.
It's actually my first time to make Okoy, and it's also my first time to work with Alamang. The first time I saw it, I was really surprised by how small it was. And in case you're wondering why it looks like this, I already washed it before I cook it para mawala yung lahat ng lansa or kung may amoy man from the palengke. It's all clean and ready to go.
Gisa mo siya sa sibuyas, tamatis, luya.
So we're just gonna cook this until mabango na siya.
Tapos, hinulog mo na yung alamang. Pipiliin mo talaga yung sariwang-sariwa siya. Tayin mo siyang medyo matuyo na. Tapos, lagyan mo ng vinegar at saka seasoning. Tapos, titikman mo kung okay na.
Once this is cooked, we're gonna set it aside. It's time to work on our batter. We are going to add in cornstarch, our flour. And then to that, we're gonna add in 2 eggs. Yan, haluin na natin.
Ilagay mo na yung alamang. Tapos haluin mo ng maigi, titimplahan mo. Tapos bago mo siya iprito. Kasi hintayin mo siya na mag-golden brown siya. Mahinang apoy lang para hindi mapigla. Malaman mo yung naluto na dahil magkikrispy na yun eh.
So to taste my Okoy Alamang, let me call on my friend Seth.
Hi!
It's basically the same as yours, but instead I used baby shrimp.
What is that rock? Ba't may bato yung sa akin? Guys, tinan nyo naman, oh. I already washed them. May bato!
Hindi ko alam saan.
Narinig nyo yun?
Hindi ko alam saan galing yun.
Gagawin akong darna?
Ano?
It's very aromatic,
It is, no?
but then at the same time, you would think that, you know, ginger, onions, garlic is overpowering, but
I think
for
it adds
this,
balance to it. Para walang lansa.
exactly.
So we've made 6 different types of okoys from around the Philippines. Now you guys tell me, which ones was your favorite?
I gotta go with the classic. I think this one's like, you know, filling. When you think okoy, this is what comes to mind.
That's true.
Same also because it has everything na.
But-
Vegetable, protein,
Bios
and carbs.
But I think the most intriguing one is this.
Actually, yan yung
pinaka-na-favorite ko siya.
Hey, I think the shape gives it character.
Like this one, like Trish's one.
Oh!
Yan, nuggets
Okoy.
din yan.
First time
Hindi
ni
yan Okoy. So, di na masarap din to, no ba kayo?
I love sweet corn, so I agree. I think this one is also very interesting.
It's a good diverse pick for all of us. I think we learned a lot, like just from different regions, different styles, whether it be vegetables, whether it be proteins. It just goes to show how different okoy can be for exactly.
And every household too.
Yeah, exactly.
See you in the next episode of
Around the Philippines!